Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Today we are picking my October TBR. I didn't pick a TBR in September, I did pick one in August, and I didn't read a single book off of the TBR, and so that's why I didn't pick one in September. But I've changed my strategy a little bit as far as like the videos and the reading vlogs, which you'll definitely see throughout this month. So I think that it's gonna be okay to pick a TBR again. And I got something really exciting for my birthday made by my sister. It's my own like book Monopoly board. It says Allie's Bookopoly on it, and it has like the typical Monopoly look. You have like a start and then a bunch of properties, quote unquote, and she put a lot of effort into this, and it's so cute, and I just love it so much, and I think it was like the sweetest gift ever, and it was completely handmade. Like I'm just it's insane. But she made these cards, which look at how many there are. It's insane. And it's romance, fantasy, and then these question mark cards. Romance and fantasy are my most read genre, and then they also correspond to the design on the board, which is exciting and very visually aesthetic. And basically each one of these cards has like a prompt on it. She didn't write any specific books on it because I'm always like changing. I'm always buying books, so it's hard to keep track of like what books I do own. So just like for example, if I pick up the top card on here, it says a book you kind of regret buying, and then I would come over here and I'd be like, oh, what book do I regret buying, and then we pick it out. Very fun. I'm very excited to do this for this month's TBR. I think this is going to be really fun. And she did get me a bunch of different stuff. She got me dice, but she got me a lot of them just in case I lose them. But I'm just going to use one because it is quite a small board. So now I have 9 extra dice. And then she also got me this cute little crocheted whale that I'm going to use as the little game piece. She did get me a game piece of, oh, I'm just throwing the dice everywhere, hold on. She did get me a little game piece of Boo from Monsters, Inc. to use, but I just love this so much that I've just been putting it on my desk. So let's set up the game and let's just get right into the video. I'm probably gonna pick 4 or 5 books. I usually do 6, and I think one time I did 8, but that's like a little bit too ambitious. I do have a book that I need to read this month for a book club with my sister. Same one, I only have the one. And maybe potentially a book club book with Sarah again, so we will see. So I'm gonna pick 4 or 5 and just hope I get to them. I will try very hard, but. So I'm gonna roll the die. Oh, okay, let's try again. Okay, 2. 1, 2. We got a mystery card, and it says a young adult book, which is very exciting because I do have a lot of those. So let's consult. This entire row here that you can see very clearly is all YA. So I think I know exactly what book I'm gonna pick, and it's gonna be Mistborn. I'm gonna pick Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This I have been really wanting to read for a while now, so this is just gonna give me an excuse to read it. It is quite a long book, I believe. It's like 500 and something pages. Yeah. And it's the size of a hardcover, so it is going to be quite a bit of a trek to get through it. But that's okay because I think that it's going to be really good. This, I'm not really entirely sure what this series or this trilogy is about. I do know it's a part of Brandon Sanderson's books. I think it's called like the Cosmere is what like the universe is called. And this is fantasy. It's YA fantasy. Believe it's YA? Oh, don't quote me on that. You can quote me on that. But anyway, it is a YA fantasy. I'm not entirely sure, like I said, what is in this book, but when I read it, you'll know because I'll tell you all about it. But that is going to be the first book that we're adding to the October TBR, and I feel like it has a very good October vibe to it. Now let's pick the second book on the October TBR. Ooh, okay, so let's roll again. We got 2 again. 1, 2. We got fantasy. So we're gonna pick fantasy card. I'm watching Gilmore Girls. It says a book with dragons in it, which I already know what this is gonna be. I have actually been really wanting to read this month. It is over by my bed, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick. It doesn't have the dust jacket on it because I have been keeping this series on my shelf, I don't know if you can see up here, without the dust jacket on it, but it is Fourth Wing. Oh, by Rebecca Yarros. This still is, I feel like, the talk of BookTube, Book Talk. Like, this was one of the most popular fantasies last year, I think, and this year, the beginning of this year. The third one is coming out in January, and I'm very, very excited, and so I want to reread this. I did listen to the entirety of this book on audiobook, so I do kind of feel like I didn't really read it in the way that I feel like you experience a book when you like read them on the pages. I mean, there's nothing wrong with audiobooks. I love audiobooks. I'm a big fan of them, but I do think that I just really want to like read this, especially this month, because I want to reread it before the third one comes out. I want to reread this one and obviously the second one in preparation for it. So if you guys don't know, this book is an adult fantasy about dragon riders. Our main character, Violet, she's described as kind of like small and frail, and her mom is commander, I think is what the term is. General. Her mom is general of the army in this book, and she goes to, so basically she wants to be a scribe, and her mom says, no, you have to be a dragon rider. So she enters Basgiath War College and she trains to become a dragon rider, and you get her whole first year experience in here, and it's very interesting. I think that I remember there being a plot twist, but I'm not entirely sure. There is a romance, which it's very good. It's very angsty, it's very like enemies to lovers. It's very good, and I really enjoy it, and I think it's funny, and the world building in here I feel like is insane. I feel like it's such a good, like, I don't think that I've ever really been in a world like this yet. So that is why I really did love this book, and I really want to read it again, and I think it's just perfect for this month. So I will be adding it to the October TBR. Second book. We now have two, and they're both relatively the same size, I think, and the same length, if I'm not mistaken. So now let's pick the third book. Okay, we got 6. That's quite a big number, so we're gonna move the little whale here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we landed on the free pick. So we landed on the free pick square, which means that I get free range to choose. So I really want to like lean into the Halloween vibes this month, so I think I'm torn between a romance and a fantasy or something else. Maybe a thriller this month would be really exciting. I think I'm gonna add Just the Nicest Couple by Mary Kubica. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, but this is a thriller, and I think it's about a husband going missing and a wife just being very worried about it, and this couple knows a little bit more than they're leading on, and they don't want to tell the wife about it because I think that they know what happened to the husband. So I'm excited. It's very short. I feel like it's gonna be a nice like thriller read. Maybe there's some murder in here, which would be exciting. This is the author of Local Woman Missing. I know that that was pretty popular. I think I thought I had that book, but I don't. But maybe I will get it if I read this and it's good. So I'm just gonna add this. All of these I feel like are very like October. Like this one's kind of orangey. I feel like it's very Halloween vibes. So I will add this to the TBR. This is gonna be the third book on there. Like I said, I'm not sure if I'm gonna pick 1 or 2 more, but let's just roll with it and see what we get. So to pick the 4th book, we're gonna roll the die. I got 6 again. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, romance. This is fun because now we're getting one of each. That's exciting. Okay. So it says a Lucy score book. My sister knows I do own a lot of Lucy Score books that I haven't read. I've never read a book by her yet, so. She did the Knock 'Em Out series, but she also did that book, The Dead Guy Next Door, which is very October. I do have By a Thread by her, but it's quite a long book. She is on Kindle Unlimited. Okay, I'm gonna read The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score, just because I want to keep it very, like, Halloween themed, but I'll put the picture up of the book, and I will just put it on the TBR in spirit. It's sitting here on the TBR with me, but it is on Kindle Unlimited, so I will be adding that to my library right now. I just added The Dead Guy Next Door by Lucy Score to my Kindle Unlimited. Ignore this, I just added that as well, but there it is. It's going on the TBR. Let's pick another one. I feel like I need to pick another one. I feel like 5 is a good number. I don't have to read them all. I have books for like whatever I'm interested in or whatever I'm in the mood for, pretty much. I have so many different things here. Let's roll for another. This is fun. I'm having so much fun. I might even roll for 6, but that's very ambitious. Maybe I'll roll for 6, try to read 4. Because then we can hang out a little bit more, and let's just, like I said, let's spin for 6, and then I'll strive to read 4. That way, like I said, we can hang out a little bit more. So we are on number 5. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Since I didn't land on anything, I think that means that I get to roll again. 2. 1, 2. So we did land on a question mark. So let's see. I like these. These ones are fun. This is the highest anticipated book on your TBR. I'm assuming the entire thing, like the entirety of my physical TBR. And I gotta be honest, I feel like the highest anticipated is the next book in the Throne of Glass series, if I'm being honest. I feel like that's been kind of like on my radar. I do have Assassin's Blade like over on my nightstand, but I'm just gonna show you Heir of Fire here. These are very similar color palettes, which is fun, but I think that I'm gonna read this before I read Assassin's Blade, and I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but I think gonna do a full like reading vlog of reading this series. Just whenever I pick up the books and read them, I'll just combine them all together. But I will say that I do kind of feel like I'm not wanting to continue the series because I've gotten to the point where I have to read Assassin's Blade, and I'm just not like super into it. I don't know if it's just like the vibe of like the stories, or if it's just so like out of left field from like where the book is, but everyone was like, read it 3rd. So I'm trying to read it 3rd, and I'm just not super interested in it, so I'm gonna try and read it 4th. I don't think that I'm gonna be super affected by the reading order of this series, just because I feel like it's just one of those things where it's like, I feel like everyone like hypes up the reading order so much and like how you have to read it, and I feel like I'm not that bent out of shape about it. I don't know, maybe I should be more, but this follows the Throne of Glass series. I can tell you what Throne of Glass is about, but I can't tell you what this is about. Throne of Glass is about an assassin named Selena Sardathian, and she is the best assassin, and she gets recruited to compete for, I guess, this position with the king, to be kind of like his right-hand man or woman, and basically to go off and do his dirty work for him. So that kind of entire thing is, the entire Throne of Glass book is basically just her competing in this like assassin's competition. For lack of better words, I'm not really sure how else to describe it. And this is the 3rd book in that series, Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. Again, has a very Halloween theme to it. Okay, so let's pick out the 6th book. 5, 6. Okay, we got another question mark. I like these ones. I think these ones are super fun. A cover that is mostly your favorite color. Okay, if you know anything about me, my favorite color is blue. So let's pick out a blue book. I have an idea. This is my set of brand new Harry Potter books that I have gotten for my birthday, and I really want to reread Harry Potter by like Thanksgiving-ish, winter time. I really want to read it like in the winter, you know, like I want to read the first few books, at least maybe the first like 4 before the end of the year, and maybe the other 3 before winter's over in February. I don't even know, but these new covers are almost completely blue, which is my favorite color. But if you see me reading this in reading vlogs, it's not gonna be this version of the book just because I want this to stay like so pristine. But I don't know if this is cheating because I have also read these. I really want to do a lot of rereads too. That's why I'm like including them, because they are books that I want to reread very badly, so why not include them? And I also don't know if this is cheating because this is a different version of the book that I'm gonna read, but I do own it. It just so happens that I have a different version that I would like to read more because I do, like I said, want to keep these beautiful copies very pristine. Look at how pretty they are. Look at that. Beautiful. And I want to keep the spines nice and perfect because they all match up. So I will be adding this to the TBR, but not this version of it, but I will do it. You guys know what Harry Potter is about, but if you don't, it's about an 11-year-old boy named Harry Potter who finds out he's a wizard and his parents are dead. Related, but also unrelated. And he gets taken. He's living with his awful aunt and uncle and his cousin Dudley, who is just evil. And he gets a letter that's addressed to him. He lives under the stairs, and he's a wizard and he has to go to Hogwarts to learn. I don't think anyone doesn't know what Harry Potter, like I don't think there's anyone who hasn't at least heard of the story of Harry Potter or at least knows what it's about, especially if you are a reader, which if you aren't, I'm so sorry if you don't know what Harry Potter is and I was just like expecting you to know. That was a little bit silly of me, but I do think most people, if not all of them in the reading community, at least know something about Harry Potter or know a little bit at least what the whole series is about. So I feel like I was like, oh, I don't have to explain, but I definitely do. So Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. So with all that being said, we have completed the October TBR and I think it's very promising. Like I said, there's another book on here. Like I said, pretend that there is another book on here, but I think that all of these are very good, like October vibe of books. We have a lot of good options here, so I'm very excited for this month. I hope you guys enjoyed watching me pick out my TBR this month. I had a lot of fun doing it. I had a lot of fun with this board. I want to make more videos with it, not just TBR videos, so let me know if you have any ideas. I could do like a this picks like my reads for the week type of video or something. There's also like instructions on the back. She's so cute. This is like the sweetest gift ever, and I knew that I just had to make this video with this board game. So also, Lex, I know you're watching this. Thank you so much for making this for me for my birthday. Love you. And I miss you very, very much. But anyway, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you're excited to see me read any of these books. Let me know if you have read any of these books or if you want to read them. Let me know what you think about these books. Let me know if they're good also, like the ones that I haven't read yet, because I've heard very good things about almost every single one of these books on my TBR, so my expectations are pretty high, and I hope that they live up to that. You guys will see it. Hopefully by the end of the month I will have read all of these books, or like I said, at least 4. But anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. With all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah!